everyone, it's Laura, coming back to you after a long time away. So there's lots of catching up that I need to do with you. I think the last video that I recorded was back in December of 2020. So it had only been about, 6 months since I had been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and I was kind of processing through all of the stuff surrounding that, my diagnosis story, and getting started on all my new technology and all of that good stuff. So I was happy to share those videos with you. It seems like quite a few of you have found those videos helpful, so I'm so glad that they found you. And if you were interested in getting started on the Omnipod or trying to use a Dexcom, I hope that that information just helped you feel a little bit more comfortable as you started that process. I know that it really helped me to see other people sharing their startup experiences when I was first getting into things. So I've seen some people comment about just wanting to know how things have gone, and I have been away for a long time. I think I mentioned in the last video that I put up that I had been less excited about recording videos because my body was changing rapidly and it kind of felt out of my control. And so this is kind of a common misconception when people start on insulin, that the insulin causes you to gain weight. Well, that's not exactly how it works. Really, the insulin is a fat storage hormone, and so all it does is it's like the key that opens up the little locked doors to your cells and allows you to store glucose as fat. So for me, as a person who had always had a higher weight set point, when I got back on insulin and was able to absorb the nutrients that I was taking in, my body naturally wanted to kind of go back to the point that it had always been at. So I did gain back a lot of weight, which for me was kind of a mixed bag. If I'm being honest, I didn't feel totally comfortable in my smaller body because it just didn't feel like me. But at the same time, it's never fun to gain weight. I don't think anybody enjoys putting on weight. So there was some of that body image stuff that came up as I was starting to record videos. And on top of that, we were in the middle of a pandemic. Work was busy, life was hectic, and I just kind of stepped away. And also, I didn't have anything really big and major happening in my life to share. So I took a little break. You can also probably see, just based on my background and how it's different from the other spaces that you've seen in my videos, that I am in a different spot now. So I've actually moved twice since the last time that we caught up. I am, in my professional life, I'm a pastor, and so I found a new job at a new church last year and moved across the country for that with my partner. And now we are settled in our new home. We just moved. You can see moving boxes over here behind my shoulder. We were in one home for a little while we kind of looked for a more permanent situation, and now we are in our new home and just barely starting to get settled in. We've been here for about a week. So lots of exciting things happening in my life, but I did want to come back on here and just kind of get back in the pattern of recording videos, sharing my life with type 1 diabetes. Some exciting developments that are diabetes related are that I actually switched pumps. So I was on Omnipod. That was my first video, was taking you through the journey of starting on Omnipod, and that was the DASH system. And I really liked Omnipod. There were lots of good things about it. It was easy to use. I liked being on a pump in general and just having access to the features that come with a pump. And it was a good system, but the problem for me was that with Omnipod, you only get the one type of infusion set, right? It's built into the pod. It's a plastic cannula that comes out at an angle. And so for some people that works great. For me personally, in my body, my skin didn't like that plastic cannula that went in at an angle. I ended up wearing it on my arms most of the time because that was the most comfortable spot that I could. I found that if I put it on my stomach or on my lower back, I just couldn't get comfortable at night when I went to sleep. I I almost always ended up having some soreness and irritation around my infusion sites. And so trying to sleep on a pod on my stomach or on my back, I could always feel it. It was never just kind of a background thing for me. So I would put it on my arms, and usually on the fronts of my arms. And I over-rotated these sites and was having a lot of trouble with leaky sites and just poor absorption. And so I decided, you know what, as much as I like the Omnipod and I was excited for the Omnipod 5 with the algorithm to come out, it just wasn't really working for me, that form factor. So earlier this spring, it was, I think, April of 2022, I switched to Tandem. And so I'm now on the T-Slim, and it's been great. I really like it. I can show you, well, I can't show you right now because I have it clipped to my bra. So one of the exciting new features of the Tandem pump is that this summer they came out with a mobile bolus option. So I know that for people who are on Omnipod 5, that probably doesn't sound all that exciting because you already have been able to do that kind of mobile bolus. But for Tandem folks, it's pretty cool to be able to just use your cell phone to do whatever you need to on your pump, minus a few functions. But that means that I end up keeping it clipped to the center of my bra a lot of the time. That's a place where it's comfortable to wear it. It's not really noticeable in most of the clothes that I wear. And I don't have to worry about digging it out and messing with the physical pump in order to give myself insulin. So that's been great. I'm still using Dexcom with the Tandem system. I love my Dexcom, couldn't live without it. I'm still using Humalog as my insulin, and I always keep some Lantus on hand just in case I were to have a pump failure and need to go back to injections. But I'm happy to say that I just have really been pretty happy, and it's been smooth sailing using the pump. So things are going well. My last appointment with my endocrinologist up here where I live now went really well. I think she's happy with kind of where I'm sitting in my management, and she thinks that my numbers are all looking pretty good. And so the last time that I went, she asked if I wanted to go 6 months before having another visit. So that was in June, and I don't plan to go back and see her again until December. So it's really nice. I will just say 2 years into diabetes, it's really nice to feel like I've gotten to a point where it isn't my entire life. You know, it's a thing that I deal with, that I manage daily and pay attention to, but it's not all consuming anymore. I'm able to just kind of live my life, and diabetes is in the background. So that's where I'm at now. This isn't any kind of like really in-depth video, but I did want to give you all an update, and I'll be thinking about other things that I can share with you. Maybe I'll take you through a site change for the T-Slim. If you want to hear a little bit more about my experience with Omnipod, I'd be happy to talk about that. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting back to YouTube and recording some more of my thoughts and trying to help out others along the way. I hope you all have been doing well. Please leave me a comment if you have any thoughts or questions or ideas for other things that you'd like to hear me talk about, and I will see you soon.